I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psychacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is, you do not need to justify your life. Now, this talk will be a continuation of a previous episode entitled The Reason Why You Exist. So you may want to check that one out first if you haven't done so already. Like Disneyland, life is an opportunity to experience itself. You can't screw up a day at Disneyland. And in a certain sense, you can't really screw up your life. You just get to choose which rides you go on, i.e., which experiences you choose to have. So hopefully, this metaphor will help to relieve some of the pressure associated with living correctly. That said, sometimes I talk with folks and they suffer from what we might call existential uncertainty. They're not sure why they're here, or even if they should be here, like whether they deserve to exist at all. And they feel as if they have to do something in order to justify that existence. This could be getting married, having children, getting rich, becoming successful, being loved and respected, making their mark on history, and or achieving something great and impressive. I call these self-justification projects, and they're all doomed to failure because you cannot solve an internal problem with an external solution. However, I've got some good news for you. Consider for a moment that your life is already justified. And why might that be? Because you're already here. You're already inside the park. At Disneyland, there are hundreds of workers who are constantly employed in letting in those who should be in the park and keeping out those who shouldn't. There are fences and gates, security and guards that exist to fulfill this purpose. Therefore, we can reasonably assume that anyone inside the park is there because they had a ticket. Maybe they're not really aware of the ticket because who really thinks about their ticket after they're inside? But that doesn't mean that they're not supposed to be there. If you're inside the park, it's safe to assume that you must have a ticket. And if it's that hard to sneak into Disneyland, which is just a theme park, how much harder do you think it would be to sneak into existence? You are not an exceptional oversight. You did not break and enter your way into being, and you are not the result of spiritual negligence. If you're here, it's safe to assume that you should be. Now, you might not remember buying a ticket, and that's because the ticket was likely gifted to you. You certainly didn't earn the ticket, and you might not have existed previously, and there's no need to repay the ticket as it was given as a gift of grace. And this is a relief because what could you possibly do in life to repay the debt associated with the opportunity to exist? All the accomplishments and achievements in the world would not be sufficient. It's not a debt that could be repaid, which is why it's not a debt that must be repaid. I'd like you to consider that the ticket was a gift of grace, freely given, that needn't be earned or repaid, and that you must have been gifted one by virtue of your own existence, since only people with tickets are allowed inside the park. So, this whole headache about proving that you deserve to exist is totally unnecessary. Imagine spending the whole day at Disneyland trying to justify that you deserve to be spending the day there. I mean, I don't even know what that would look like. If you're already in the park, there is nothing more that you need to do, though there might be plenty that you want to experience while you're there. What do you think? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And if you'd like to schedule a consultation, you can reach me at psychackspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.